Some organizations, just like biological organisms, can survive the test of time. Using a concept from management cybernetics introduced by Stafford Beer, these organizations are viable, where viability is defined as an organization's ability to maintain its separate existence in a dynamic operating environment. The Viable System Model, or VSM, draws upon one of the most fundamental laws of systems science, defined by Ross Ashby as the law of requisite variety, which states that only variety can destroy variety, where variety represents complexity. So, how do organizations become viable? An organization is viable when it can respond and adapt to its environment. A necessary condition of viability is for the organization to match the complexity of its environment with the complexity of its operations, which in turn needs to be matched with the management's ability to deal with the operational complexity. Here, environment, operations, and management are three fundamental components of a VSM. To illustrate how this principle works, Patrick Hoverstadt, an experienced practitioner of the VSM, explains in his book, The Fractal Organization, how the shifts in organizational designs observable in Ford, General Motors, and Toyota can be attributed to increasing complexity. Think back to the early days of Ford. The market was simple, people just needed a car. Ford served this homogeneous market successfully through simpler operations, by standardizing and simplifying its production processes and a simple management structure that relied on centralized control.
The complexity of their environment was low, and their internal complexity matched it perfectly. They thrived. But then, the world changed. The market matured. Customers developed their own preferences, leading to demand for more variety. The environment suddenly had more complexity. General Motors matched this increased environmental complexity with a corresponding increase in the complexity of its own operations. They did this by creating divisions, Chevrolet, Buick, Cadillac, to serve the needs of specific market segments. To manage this new structure, GM had to develop new managerial practices that allowed a certain degree of autonomy to the divisions while still retaining centralized control. They matched complexity with complexity. Then came Toyota. They served an even more diverse segment by increasing the complexity of their operations yet again, using the Toyota production system to produce many different products from the same line in quick succession.
And to manage that level of operational complexity, they further increased the autonomy of the operational staff to take decisions right on the production line. This law can be seen playing out for all businesses across sectors. And the organization that doesn't keep up fails. It's not just about cars. Consider the newspaper business in the face of internet disruption. The businesses that retained their old structural integration, designed to favor the efficiency of printing presses, failed. Their internal simplicity was no match for the internet's variety. But the ones that survived were those where executives separated their established newspaper and their new internet businesses to embrace flexibility. They met the new complexity head-on. To deal with environmental complexity in the form of technological advancements, changing consumer behaviors, and evolving market dynamics, it will be imperative for businesses to have the right operating model and management capabilities in place. The key management question would be, are we able to balance the complexity of our environment?